The countdown for the 2024 battle has officially begun. The Saffron Party, which is riding high on the win in 3 Hindi heartland states and the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya, they came out today and released the party's anthem song. The tagline was, "Tabhi to sab Modi ko chunte hain." The song highlights achievements under the Modi government so far. A little after that, Prime Minister Modi kick-started the BJP's campaign. He did so from Bulandshahr in western Uttar Pradesh, the same place that he started the 2014 campaign from. He laid down the roadmap for the next 5 years. He said, after Ram Lalla's Pran Pratishtha, it is now time for Rashtra Pratishtha. Now, while the BJP on one hand is in 5th gear of election campaigning, the India bloc fights within themselves. Months ahead of the elections, and we're very short on time if you look at it, the story remains the same for all of them. There's the tussle over seat sharing, there are barbs against your so-called allies, and on the face of it, they all say all is well. So who has the edge then come election season? Let's take a look at the BJP. Today, the Prime Minister kick-started the BJP's poll campaign from Uttar Pradesh, the first election campaign rally. We're going to be seeing him in Bihar next week. The opposition, though, cannot seem to be seeing eye to eye, especially as far as Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Nyay Jodo Yatra is concerned. None of the allies were seen so far. What happens next, of course, remains to be seen. The BJP today came out and released their theme song of Why India Wants Modi Again. The opposition, unfortunately, seems to be lagging behind because the allies continue to squabble over seat sharing in different states in different parts of the country. They are nowhere close to sealing the deal. The BJP, with its win in the 3 states, is definitely on point as far as the message within the cadres is concerned. The morale is extremely high. The opposition, though, unfortunately for them, has no common agenda yet. All they want to say is that we want to unite against the BJP and against the Prime Minister. And this is an anti-BJP, anti-PM bloc. But what after that? That is an answer somehow they cannot come up with. The BJP has a global face, the most popular leader, Prime Minister Modi, as someone that they're banking on. The Modi wave is something that the BJP has always banked on. It has reaped dividends for them as well. Unfortunately for the opposition, they do not have a PM face. They say that we will discuss this only after the elections. Their ideologies also differ on multiple things, the most recent one being the Ram Temple. The Ram Temple and the Pran Pratishtha ceremony that took place, there was it's not political, said the BJP, but the political symbolism was extremely high. Analysts believe this is going to be a game changer for the Saffron Party come election season. The opposition, even on that particular issue, was divided, but they all may have stood together and said that this was a BJP RSS event, which is why we're not attending it. But many felt that they should have gone, and this is not going to fare well when it's election season, especially with that core vote bank. Now, while the India alliance seems to be in tatters, the NDA is completely steady. The opposition parties are united to oust the BJP, but unfortunately, they seem to be driving each other out of the battle. Let's take a look at a few states and what the issues are there. In West Bengal, TMC has decided to go it alone. Mamata Banerjee said there are no seat-sharing talks with Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi's Nyay Yatra entered Cooch Bihar in Bengal today. Not one single TMC leader was seen there, so much so that a senior leader of the Congress party had to come out, almost seem like he was begging Mamata Banerjee to come and attend the rally, even for 5 minutes if it was so. Let's talk about the national capital, Delhi, where the Aam Aadmi Party is setting terms. They want to contest on all 7 seats. The same goes for Punjab. Bhagwant Mann, the chief minister there, has categorically said we will not concede. We will fight on all 13 seats, none to the Congress party. Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party insists on fighting 68 seats. The Congress perhaps might be given only those 2 seats that they wanted of Raebareli and Amethi. What happens to the others? Bihar is the latest one where there seems to be turmoil. Nitish Kumar seems to now be warming up to the BJP, to the Prime Minister specifically. The RJD is also upping their demand for seats as far as Congress is concerned. Now, Maharashtra is also an important state in the terms of the number of MPs it sends. We had the Congress receive a jolt very recently from the state there. Uddhav Thackeray is eyeing 23 seats in that state. There is a new ally, VBA. They too want 12 seats. Where does that leave the Congress then? There's the NCP as well. Does the Congress have no bargaining power anymore? That's the big question. Now, like I said, Bihar is the latest entrant in this India bloc mess. The government there seems to be on the brink of a collapse. The eastern state is not new to seeing governments changing. In the past too, Nitish Kumar has switched sides. But this time, the man who mobilized this anti-BJP bloc, the India bloc, is upset. And that is definitely giving jitters to everybody else in the alliance. Nitish Kumar feels that he's not given his due in this bloc. He was denied the convener post. He said that I do not want to be the convener. That was also seen as a hint that he's upset with the alliance and may walk out, may keep his options open. JDU and Nitish Kumar demanded 16 seats in the Bihar elections. That's something perhaps that the other allies were not happy with, specifically the Congress. Unhappy with the delay in seat sharing talks as well. Remember, seat sharing talks as a whole on the national level haven't happened at all. It's only different state units that are discussing, many of whom do not want to give any leeway to the Congress anymore. The pressure is also to make Tejasvi Yadav the chief minister. Now, Nitish Kumar has been the chief minister for decades together. He will want to continue being so, but the pressure is rising from the current ally RJD. Anti-Hindu comments by RJD leaders is also something that could hurt not just the JDU but the alliance as a whole, is what Nitish Kumar believes. The RJD is trying to break the JDU while lancing is also something that many within Nitish's camp believe. We've seen the kind of exits that have taken place within the JDU in the last few months, in the last few weeks. The ally itself could have something to do with it, is what they believe. So all things said, the question remains, is the opposition still a formidable bloc? Can the India alliance still put up a fight against the BJP in the upcoming elections, or has this turned into a one-horse race? That's the big debate on The Right Stand tonight.
सपने नहीं हकीकत बुनते, तभी तो सब मोदी को चुनते, तभी तो सब मोदी को चुनते।
मोदी को न पहले जरूरत थी, न आज जरूरत है, न आगे जरूरत है चुनाव के बुगल फूंकने की। मोदी के लिए तो ये जनता जनार्दन बुगल फूंकती रहती है। हमारा प्रयास है कि कोई भी लाभार्थी सरकार की योजना से वंचित न रहे। इसके लिए मोदी की गारंटी वाली गाड़ी गांव-गांव आ रही है।
Only way Bharatiya Janata Party can be defeated in Bengal is with Trinamool Congress contesting all 42 seats.
पश्चिम बंगाल में ममता दीदी या पंजाब में आप, या हम अकेले चुनाव लड़ेंगे, उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम बीजेपी को मदद करेंगे, बीजेपी के साथ।
तो इतना तीखा हमला तो मैं पहली बार देख रहा हूँ कि नीतीश जी ने और राष्ट्रीय जनता दल पर किया है, लेकिन इसका क्या अर्थ है, क्या मतलब है, ये समझना बड़ा मुश्किल काम है।
इंडिया फॉर्मेशन एक साथ अन्याय के खिलाफ लड़ने जा रहा है।
Let's open this up. Joining me on this broadcast, national spokesperson of the BJP, Tuhin Sinha, author Anand Ranganathan is with me, spokesperson of the TMC, Riju Datta, spokesperson of the Congress, Abu Sharma. But I want to begin this broadcast by asking the leader of the JDU, Mayank Sinha. Sir, चल क्या रहा है बिहार में? क्या मोदी जी के लिए, क्या भाजपा के लिए नीतीश कुमार के मन में फिर भाव उमड़ रहा है?
नहीं, ऑल इज वेल। देखिए, जो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की सराहना की है, वो सराहना योग्य है, क्योंकि जो गुदड़ी के लाल कहे जाते थे जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी, और उनको उन्होंने जो सम्मान देने का काम किया है, ये उन्होंने जो काम करने का काम किया था कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी ने, जो पिछड़ों की दलित की आवाज बन के उभरे थे और उनकी लड़ाई को लड़ने का काम किया था, तो हमारे नेता तो शुरू से मांग करते आ रहे थे कि जो कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी को भारत रत्न देने की, तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भारत रत्न देकर एक बहुत बड़ा सराहनीय काम किया है, जो पिछले कोई सरकार नहीं कर पाई, वो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने किया है। तो इसके लिए तो हमने जो उनका प्रशंसा किया है, तो कोई गलत तो है नहीं। अगर
गलत तो कुछ भी नहीं है सर, आप कह रहे हैं ऑल इज वेल, हम बस पूछ रहे हैं ऑल इज वेल विथ हुम, जेडीयू आरजेडी के बीच में, या ऑल इज वेल होने वाला है जेडीयू और भाजपा के बीच में?
नहीं, हमारा देखिए, इस प्रशंसा को किसी अन्य वे में मत लीजिए। ये प्रशंसा एक सराहनीय काम के लिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को, माननीय हमारे नेता, माननीय लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने दिया है। तो ये एक बहुत ही सकारात्मक राजनीति का एक परिभाषा है कि कोई व्यक्ति अगर अच्छा काम करता है तो उसको प्रशंसा करने में दिक्कत क्या है। और हमारे
प्रशंसा करने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है सर, लेकिन जिस तरीके के कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं, कल भी हमने सुना परिवारवाद पर टीका टिप्पणी हो रही थी नीतीश कुमार जी से, उनका रुख किस तरफ था ये तो कोई भी गेस कर सकता है।
देखिए जो जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर की 100वीं वर्षगांठ पर, जन्म उत्सव पर जो हमारे नेता ने जो किया है, जो परिवारवाद पर जो बोला है कि इस पर किसी व्यक्ति को इस पर आपत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए। और हमारे नेता तो वंशवाद को बढ़ावा नहीं दिया, परिवारवाद को बढ़ावा नहीं दिया। और कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी ने तो खुद ही, जब उनके बेटे रामनाथ ठाकुर जी को एमएलए का टिकट दिया गया था तो उन्होंने विरोध किया था कि हम लोग डायनेस्टी सक्सेशन ऑफ पॉलिटिक्स के खिलाफ हैं। और ये हमारे नेता शुरू से डायनेस्टी पॉलिटिक्स ऑफ सक्सेशन के खिलाफ हैं, जो कर्पूरी ठाकुर जी करते थे।
तो हमारे नेता उसको अनुसरण कर रहे हैं। Kumar is doing or saying is what the JDU says. But Tuhin Sinha, if Nitish Kumar does decide to join and come back into the NDA fold, is the BJP open to that?
Well, good evening, Poonam. Good evening, everybody. First of all, the Indie alliance is an optical illusion. You know, they had to collapse sooner than later, and this is something which I have been saying for the last 3 months. Now, as far as Nitish ji is concerned, he has to make his stand clear. You know, politicians like Sharad Pawar ji and Nitish Kumar ji always have a guessing game going on around them. So, till such time he makes his stand clear, I think it would be premature for me to comment on it. But I think the larger point remains that the Congress today has zero credibility and is probably going to win the lowest seats ever. So every regional partner today has become very skeptical of even being remotely seen with the Congress party, and it's a pan-India phenomena. Whether you go to Bengal, where TMC wants to, run away from the Congress party, whether it is Aam Aadmi party in Punjab, whether it is Shiv Sena, Uddhav Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, all of these parties are aware of the outcome of the Lok Sabha elections. They know that the Congress has zero credibility today. And, it's been 6 months today. The Indie alliance was formed way back in June last year. If till today they don't have a basic, clarity on seat sharing arrangements, if they don't have a basic clarity on who would be the convener, what they have been indulging is essentially time pass politics, and this country does not have time for time pass politics anymore. So I think the regional parties today, will try to consolidate their position at the expense of the Congress party. But whichever way, BJP is headed towards a record win, an unprecedented win in India's history.
And Anand Ranganathan, while we see these allies within the India bloc squabbling, many say that the BJP is 24/7, 365 days a year in election campaigning mode. It has officially begun with the Prime Minister kicking off that rally today from Bulandshahr. So does the BJP now have at least first movers advantage?
Good evening, Poonam, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, very briefly, I'd like to make 3 points here. Number one, let's be very honest here. India, said Rahul Gandhi not too long ago, is not a nation but a union of states. So the alliance is indeed not for the nation but a union of corrupt, immoral, sectarian, communal states. And this is not me saying it, Poonam, but rather the Congress itself. Let me explain. Congress wants to save the life of democracy in India by teaming up with Mamata Banerjee, who it blames for the death of democracy in Bengal. Congress wants to rid corruption in India by teaming up with Pinarayi Vijayan, who it blames for 100 crore camera scam in Kerala. Congress wants to purge sectarianism in India by teaming up with Bhagwant Mann, who it blames for appeasing Khalistanis in Punjab. Congress wants to rid terror appeasement in India by teaming up with Stalin, who it blames for felicitating Rajiv Gandhi's killer in Tamil Nadu. Congress wants to remove sleaze from India by teaming up with Nitish Kumar, who it blames for perpetrating the massive Srijan scam in Bihar. Congress wants to eradicate Mafia Raj from India by teaming up with Akhilesh, who it blames for Mafia Raj in UP. Congress wants to eradicate communalism from India by teaming up with Indian Union Muslim League, who it blames for riots and evil deeds. Congress wants to end separatism in India by teaming up with Mehbooba Mufti, who it blames for betraying people in Kashmir. Congress wants to eradicate horse trading in India by teaming up with Soren, who it blames for horse trading and arrest of its MLAs in Jharkhand. And finally, Congress wants to imprint Savarkar as a coward, treacherous assassin on the collective memory of India by teaming up with Uddhav Thackeray, who wants to honor Savarkar with Bharat Ratna. Congress wants to eradicate misgovernance in India by teaming up with Kejriwal, who it blames for massive misgovernance in Delhi. How on earth, Poonam, can one be so hypocritical in their quest for power? That's right. On Earth, you can't. But probably on Jupiter, you can. If India is a union of states, then by Congress's own logic, it doesn't mind India being a union of corrupt governments ruling it too. This is very important. How do voters, Poonam, make a call in any election? Of course, one may say that it is based on caste, religion, ethnicity, or personality of the candidate. Sure. The truth is there, but a rational voter would always go by performance. And for that, there are indicators, aren't there? Look at Tripura, very briefly. In 9 years, BJP vote share increased from 1% to 40%. Why? Because tap water connections increased from 3% to 56% households. Because Ayushman Bharat increased from 1% to 60% families. Modi, Poonam, is delivering on his promises. Rahul is going back on his promises, like promising the 3 farm reforms and CAA and then probably taking a U-turn. Please understand, 2014 win was a different kettle of fish for Modi because he was the contender, not the incumbent. 2019 was therefore his real test and he fared even better. Finally, 3. People forget that Modi won 2019 by beating anti-incumbency, and he didn't do it with empty rhetoric. He did it through the success of his flagship schemes, Ujjwala, toilet construction, electrification, Jantan. Let me just give you the data, just 20 seconds. Right now, 100 million Ujjwala connections, 120 million toilets, 260 million Ayushman health cards are benefiting Indians thanks to Modi. Close to 100 million Indians are currently living in houses built by Modi. 250 million Indians have been pulled out of multidimensional poverty in the last 9 years. And I haven't even come to what Gadkari has achieved. So if you want to beat Modi, be like Modi.
Modi is Modi's competition. That is what the Prime Minister had said not too long ago. And it looks like that, Abu Sharma, isn't it? Because it doesn't look like the India bloc, let alone the Congress, is putting up a formidable front. The Congress can't seem to unite its own party, can't seem to unite its own allies, but is on a countrywide yatra for nyay. What justice are we talking about when there is no justice that you're delivering to the public? Because all this alliance is doing for the last 7 to 8 to 12 months is that they're squabbling for what they want. Everyone wants a lion's share.
Madam, I opposed the word Indi from BJP spokesperson came. It is not justified.
Let's not get personal, sir. Let's not get personal, sir.
You don't entertain Hindi words, ma'am. Ma'am, you don't. You are a reputed national channel. So you don't entertain that word Hindi. If I will call Mr. Damodar Das Modi in any another name, that is, our culture is not that. But BJP spokesperson should submit his respect. He don't have right to use Hindi word. His PM also using that word. That is India. Now I will come to point. What is India? Some different political parties came under one roof. The core principle of all political parties are fighting against the RSS, BJP, propaganda, policy, and protect our constitution and constitutional institute. That is our agenda. Some differences is there. I agreed. Some political, some local issues is there, some differences is there. But all are fighting against the RSS, BJP propaganda, and all are busy to protect our constitution and constitutional institute. That is my first point.
But how are the people of this country to believe that, sir? Because optically, it's going downwards, not just for the Congress, but also for the entire India alliance. You say there may be issues, small issues at the state level, but all is well.
I
Poonam, just
understood.
10 seconds.
Madam,
Can I?
Madam.
I'll get you in,
just a
Anand
minute,
Ranganathan.
just
Yes,
a minute,
yes.
Just a minute.
Yes,
just
Mr.
a
Sharma,
minute.
go ahead.
In 2004, we observed feel-good factor. After election result, all factor is what the situation of feel-good factor we know very well. So right time, BJP should concentrate only their performance of last 10 years.
Sir, the BJP is already concentrating on what they have to concentrate on. What is the India Alliance concentrating on was the question that I was asking, and how do people believe you that all is well? Because optically nothing is well within the India Alliance.
Madam, they should explain the nation what is last 10 years performance. Ganga clean, black money came.
I don't know if you were hearing Anand Ranganathan just a short while ago, but he did list a lot of those achievements that has been achieved in the last 9 years. I'll have Naveen Sinha also come in, but Anand Ranganathan, yes, you had a point to make.
That is
Very briefly, I think the Congress spokesperson has made some excellent points and very erudite points. Can I just ask him one question, if you don't mind? Is he Abu Sharma or Abu Sharma?
Abu Sharma.
Abu Sharma. Right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So when you say you object to India Alliance is Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance. So in a sense, you are saying it is alliance, do-bar alliance. So are you Abu Sharma or Abu Sharma?
That is not issue. That already named a BJP spokesperson and all PM also. They should respect.
Can I make
But
a
how
point?
are they any incorrect is what Anand Ranganathan, how are they wrong is what Anand Ranganathan was trying to say. I have to get in Riju Datta in as well, but Naveen Sinha, yes, 30 seconds for your rebuttal. Go ahead.
I have respect, Mr.
I will assert today, I will humbly, I know assertions are not humble, but I will humbly assert today why we will not call this alliance India Alliance, because this, alliance is basically, it goes against the idea of India. The way they attach, ED officials when Shah Jahan is being interrogated shows that they are unfit for this democracy, and so we don't want the word India per se to be insulted by this alliance. We have seen how they have developed a cooperative model of corruption. We have seen how they have presided over attacks on Sanatan Dharma by one and all over the last 6 months, and therefore we feel and we will make a request to them not to misuse the word India for their alliance.
You don't have right to say Hindi. Your Prime Minister don't right to say Hindi. You should.
He's the country's Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He's not my Prime Minister, he's the country's Prime Minister. Get your facts right.
My Prime Minister also, but they don't have right to say Hindi.
Also, the last we checked, we still live in a democracy. There's still free speech. So let's leave it at that. Though let's come back to the point we're trying to make. Let's come back, Mr. Sharma. Let's come back to the point we're trying to make. Let's not digress. We're talking about this 2024 fight being of a BJP that knows exactly what it's doing and has gotten to get its work done, versus an opposition who's still trying to figure out who gets the upper hand. And Riju Datta, every single regional satrap like Mamata Banerjee are not going to concede to the Congress anymore. The Congress cannot play big brother. That message has been sent out loud and clear. But when 5 people within a 10 people grouping stand up and say we want the upper hand, is that group going to go anywhere? Because in the end that might hurt the TMC as well.
Look, Poonam, the thing is, I think there are some points that are getting missed out here. The first thing is that the first meeting of India happened in June 2023, and the last meeting happened in December 19th, 2023, where it was discussed that we will do the seat sharing. So for 180 days, Trinamool Congress has been nothing but patient and gracious about alliance politics, and we gave them time. And it was decided jointly in presence of the High Command of Congress, that is the Gandhi family, that in cases where the regional parties are the strongest, will have the final say. So obviously, with our track record of defeating BJP in Bengal, election after election, It is quite obvious where Congress has 5% vote share in 2019 and 0 MLAs in the Legislative Assembly. It's quite obvious that Trinamool Congress will make the call, and it was decided. However, they cannot come to a conclusion, and more importantly, after several meetings, their state Congress president, early in the morning, even before brushing his teeth, holds a press conference and tries to abuse and malign Mamata Banerjee and her government. So enough is enough. We have turned the page. Simple as that. We will contest on all 42 seats in Bengal, and BJP should not dance with joy. India alliance is not breaking apart. That means that BJP is going to sweep through. Sorry. Our main focus is to defeat BJP in Bengal and reduce its existing numbers. And for that, we do not need Congress. We do not need the left in Bengal because we have done it alone multiple times. If Congress, all the best to Congress and Rahul Gandhi, if they can defeat BJP in 300 seats that they are directly contesting each other, then after the elections are over, we can sit and decide about forming the government and whatever nitty-gritty is there to decide. But at the moment, it is Trinamool who is going to contest on all 42 seats in Bengal and will take BJP head on.
So let me get this straight, Rijudata. You say that on the state level, there is an issue, so we are going to contest it alone, but we're still with the alliance, all is well in the alliance, but then you also say that we're going to decide post-elections. So what are you keeping the window open for?
The only window that is open is for the Congress. The entire ball, the pitch, the garden, the stadium, everything is in Congress's court because they are going to contest BJP in 300 seats. We hope and we give them the best of luck. If they can defeat BJP, we can all talk about the alliance. Simple. We are going to play our part in Bengal as part of the alliance, and we are going to defeat BJP, and our focus is to reduce its existing numbers. And that's that. I think that was the role of Trinamool Congress, even during the India Alliance meetings, that we are going to give our best foot forward against the BJP in Bengal, and we are going to do it nonetheless.
Anand Ranganathan, you had a point to make. Go ahead.
Yes, no, I think in all honesty, I think Rijuda has made a very logical and rational point. But I need to ask him a very small question. Rijuda, you're absolutely right. And in fact, I agree with you. When you say that if our ultimate game is to, or point is to defeat Modi, then we must have winnability in Bengal as the first and primary criteria, right? Is that what you're saying? That we need to win the elections and that is our primary criteria. That is why we cannot afford to give any seats to Congress. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so why do you then castigate BJP when it says that in elections, winnability is the only criteria and we have to select candidates on the basis of winnability? So why are you telling us, says the BJP, that why didn't you actually choose any Muslim candidates?
No, see, who BJP choose or not, that is the material. And I completely agree, Dr. Ranganathan, that politics is about winnability. If they are not choosing Muslim candidates, they are going against the preamble of the constitution because they want to appease the majority. That is fine. That is their ball game. Our game is simple. We believe in development politics and we are going to take that head on. As simple as that. BJP can play their game as per what they choose to do. But last 2019, like 2021, the great Narendra Modi, you cannot take it away from him that he's a great political leader. Great Narendra Modi with the great armada of election machinery behind him, with ED, CBI, IT and donations which cannot even be counted. So with all that, it was only one Mamata Banerjee that has defeated in BJP in Bengal time and time again. So we are going to repeat that again, and that's that.
So winnability is the criteria. Winnability is the criteria, Abu Sharma. That's the message coming in from your ally. That's the message that multiple of your allies are giving, that winnability is the criteria. Congress cannot win. So Congress will not get those seats. The Aam Aadmi Party is saying that. Samajwadi Party is also trying to bargain with you. So are parties in Maharashtra.
No, madam. First, as far as TMC concerned, before 2009 election, TMC is a part of NDA, and our senior leader Pranab Mukherjee, late Pranab Mukherjee, honorable ex-president, he removed TMC from NDA. And that time we are sacrificed. That time
can I come in now, Poonam,
only one thing.
Let him make his point, Rijudata. I'll come to you. Let him make his point.
Riju, 1 minute. That time TMC only one MP. We are sacrificed in Lok Sabha election. We are sacrificed in assembly election also, 2011. And our Pranab Mukherjee said previously so many times, let Pranab Mukherjee said, we want Mamata Banerjee is a secular leader and he will come from NDA. That is our aim. It is a history. I know, Riju also know very well. And that time, we Congress sacrificed for TMC as far as secular vote ground, as far as against fight against communal forces. That is our agenda. Otherwise, we can't sacrifice.
Sure.
And right now, TMC said we are fighting alone. It's not. We don't have any problem in West Bengal. We have, mainly in North Bengal part, we increasing our vote share, and we will win our seat.
No offense to you, sir, but I don't think your allies are asking for your opinion when they take these decisions. When you say that we have no problem, your allies are not asking for your opinion. They have decided we're not going to give anything to the Congress party. But Riju Datta, quick rebuttal, 30 seconds. I have to get in the other guests as well. Queen Sinha is waiting in as well. But yes, Riju Datta,
a very quick rebuttal is that if anybody thinks that Congress has political relevance in Bengal, I think they are living in fool's paradise. They are running out of allies. Now it looks like they're running out of spokespersons as well. And last but finally, all the best. Very, very good luck to Mr. Gandhi, Ms. Sonia Gandhi, Mr. Kharge and all of Congress. But I will again say this, and I will say this. There are three reasons why we are going solo in Bengal and why Mamata Banerjee is going to take BJP head on solo. And the three reasons are Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury. When Jairam Ramesh was literally begging Mamata Banerjee to participate in the Nyaya Yatra, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury is singing a different song and their spokespersons are coming on national TV singing a different tune. This is exactly
so the Congress is to bear all the blame for what's wrong with the India alliance as of now. Anand Ranganathan, that's what even the allies say.
No, I just would like to ask Mr. Abu Sharma ji, does he agree with Mr. Chowdhury when he says democracy is dead in Bengal, sir? Do you agree with Mr. Chowdhury, your leader?
No, the Congress party is not run by one man. Congress party has democracy. Congress party has democracy. AICC's thinking is different. Adhir Chowdhury, PCC, local PCC is different. And that is one book. That is written by King Shuk.
How they justifying the confusion?
Mohan Bhagwat, just a few minutes. Mohan Bhagwat said India is a big country, different language, different food habit, different culture. One man decision is not fair for India. Run India. India always run by collective decision.
Sure.
And Congress party always run by collective decision. We have difference between...
Sure, great. There's democracy that exists in the Congress party. Many who've left the Congress party will not agree to that. And a lot of leaders who've left the Congress party, including the recent one, Milind Deora, has said that. But Queen Sinha, yes, go ahead.
This is not only getting very amusing now, but extremely bizarre. In a sense, the Congress is accepting that its state leadership does not follow the instructions of the central leadership. I mean, that's exactly what is it. They are conceding that the state leadership of the Congress parties don't follow the instructions of the central leadership. And, on that account, why should you blame the regional parties for quitting the alliance? But irrespective of whether these beleaguered parties are a part of the India alliance or not, fact is that they stand exposed today, whether it was their stand on the Ram Mandir issue, whether it was their stand on the attacks on Sanatan throughout, whether it is their corruption abilities. So irrespective of whether they are in alliance or not, the fate of each one of them individually is going to be the same. Today, the TMC spokesperson is talking about making big claims about Bengal. Fact is that we won 18 Lok Sabha seats out of 14 last time, and this time, the figure is going to be at least 1/3 beyond that. And that is what is, causing a lot of disarray in the opposition.
I think, Poonam, I think with all due respect, the BJP spokesperson has fallen to this weather and he has consumed something he shouldn't consume before coming on a national channel. You know, Amit Shah ji came and said, "Abki baar 200 par, we cross 100." Now their target is 35, and they are jumping in on a national channel. Dekhenge sir, dekhenge. Chala hoge.
And it's just a matter of a few months, gentlemen. We are going to see what's happening. Unfortunately for the India Bloc Alliance, the optics do not fare well. The messaging that goes to the voter is a confused one, and I don't think anybody even within that alliance is going to deny that. Whether they get their act together or not, and when that happens, we'll of course keep an eye out on that. But I'm completely out of time. I thank all gentlemen for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective. Now we're talking about the turmoil that exists in the India Alliance, the latest one being in Bihar. All through this evening, in fact, we've seen hectic political activity take place in Patna, here in the national capital as well. Nitish Kumar was in a huddle with top JDU leaders. Simultaneous huddles were being held in the RJD camp as well. Tejasvi Yadav, the Deputy Chief Minister, was in a huddle with ministers from the RJD. Lalu Prasad Yadav was in a huddle at his residence with other top leaders of the party. Meanwhile, the BJP is also keeping a close watch because Bihar BJP leaders were summoned to the national capital. Several of them are going to be here in Delhi in a short while from now. Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the president of the BJP, JP Nadda, is also going to be present. So what exactly is happening? These Game of Thrones, the leader that is infamously known as Palturam in Bihar's politics, is he eyeing a re-entry into the NDA fold? That's the question everyone's asking today. Saurabh Rathore, my colleague, joining us from Patna. Payal joining us from New Delhi here as well. Payal, let me get you in first. You're outside Vinod Tawde's residence, and there is something, there's some activity that we are expecting. We're given to understand a meeting is already underway there.
Yes, a meeting is currently underway at the residence of Vinod Tawde. Vinod Tawde being the party's National General Secretary and also Bihar in charge. So Samrat Chaudhary is here. A host of other leaders, including Renu Devi, they're all here. They're camping here. They're having a meeting among themselves. Before we are given to understand that in a bit from now, they could be possibly headed to either JP Nadda's residence or probably could be headed to Amit Shah's residence. That car has been placed there just a short while ago, which means it clearly gives you an indication that there could be a movement from here on. Also in the meeting is the BJP's General Secretary organization. Essentially, somebody, Bhikubai Dalsena is in there as well. Nagendra ji, who's in charge of both Jharkhand and Bihar. All of these organization leaders are already here, and so is Vinod Tawde as well. Given the fact that they're looking at getting this thing done together, of course these leaders were suddenly asked to come down to Delhi, especially Samrat Chaudhary was asked to come down to Delhi to have a little detailed talk about the political situation in the state, because eventually, remember Poonam, these are the leaders who are on ground. They have the ear to the ground, and the central leadership, before they jump to any conclusion, would like to in fact get in a word from there as well. What could be the equation that could be worked out? Would they be doing any hard bargain with Nitish Kumar, given the fact that this is Nitish Kumar's third possible U-turn back into the NDA? Before 2014, he had a tiff with the Prime Minister and then came back to the NDA. Then, of course, what you saw was that he had a government with Tejasvi that he walked out of, and then in 2020 had an alliance with the BJP in the NDA, and then again walked out, a couple of years ago. So obviously that's something which has been Nitish Kumar's track record. But why exactly is the BJP trusting Nitish Kumar again? What is the political majburi, as many are saying, because Nitish Kumar is known as Palturam? Those answers are certainly there for us to ask the BJP leaders. We'll have to just wait for a bit to see if any of these leaders are willing to answer those questions that we're going to ask.
And I bet you'll be there to put those questions across to the BJP leaders. But Saurabh, what's the situation in Patna? We're seen all through the evening. Nitish Kumar had a meeting. Tejasvi Yadav was chairing a meeting. Lalu Prasad was chairing his simultaneous meeting. Everybody seems to be extremely on the edge as far as whether or not Nitish Kumar is going to snap ties with the RJD in Bihar and with the India Alliance as a whole.
See, Poonam, he has done it before and he can do it again. So he has been a 7-time chief minister in 23 years. So this is, we can't rule it out. But looking at the activities, the whole political turmoil that is taking place in the state, yes, it is speculated that he might again change his government. But on what grounds, on how would he do that? That's all about a matter of time. Tomorrow is Republic Day, and today after meeting with his ministers, namely Vijay Chaudhary, Sanjay Jha and other political leaders, JDU senior leaders came to CM residence, and then they had a meeting for more than 1.5 hours, and after that they went, all the leaders went out without saying anything to media. Just Vijay Chaudhary said that everything is okay as of now, quote unquote, as of now, and this statement was repeated by KC Tyagi in Delhi. He also said that Indi Gathbandhan salamat hai abhi tak, so clear indication that till now it's okay, but you never know what will happen next. On the other hand, the meeting took place at Rabri's residence also, where several leaders came, but nobody spoke anything. Only spokesperson Shakti Yadav came out. He also said that everything is okay, all is well, nothing is going to change, and both JDU and RJD are going to complete its term. But all eyes are on the meeting which is going to take place in Delhi, Poonam, because all of a sudden Samrat Chaudhary, who is the BJP president, as well as the deputy chief ministers who were the earlier deputy chief ministers from BJP, and other
several
leaders
Bihar
like
BJP
Vijay Sinha,
leaders are already in the national capital. Senior leaders of the BJP are here in Delhi at that huddle. What happens next? All eyes will be on that. Will Nitish Kumar give the biggest jolt to the India alliance? Everybody in the opposition bloc is also perhaps watching keenly, waiting to see what happens. Who's to blame for what happened? That is going to be the next big question we ask. For the moment, Payal and Saurabh, thank you so much for getting us details of that big development that we are tracking here. It is time for a quick break here on this edition of The Right Stand. But on the other side, we are going to get you pictures of Prime Minister Modi and President Emmanuel Macron's bonhomie that we saw in Jaipur. They are going to hold bilateral talks as well, that perhaps is already taking place as we speak. How does that shape the new chapter in ties between India and France? We'll discuss that on the other side of this break. Thank you for staying with us. Prime Minister Modi is hosting French President Emmanuel Macron in the pink city of Jaipur. Macron is in Jaipur today, a day before he attends the Republic Day celebrations in the national capital as the chief guest. They held a roadshow a short while ago. They will shortly get down to business as well. There's a bilateral meeting that is slated between the two world leaders. Now, Emmanuel Macron's visit marks the 25th anniversary celebrations of the India-France strategic partnership. Now, France has stood as India's closest friend even when other Western nations like the United States and Canada have tried to peddle the narrative of India being blamed for certain activities there. Remember, only last year, Prime Minister Modi visited France as the chief guest on Bastille Day. He had urged the Indian and French business leaders to work for advancing the friendship between the two sides. That is something that both leaders want to take forward even through this visit. Emmanuel Macron's visit also comes at a crucial juncture. India is emerging as a Vishwamitra, or the friend of the world, and that is why it's extremely significant. What can we expect to come out of this particular meeting? What does it mean for India and France, especially at a time when we see world powers seeing a shift as far as their allegiances go? So, Serene, Senior Fellow of the ORF, joining me on this broadcast. Former diplomat Veena Sikri also joins us. Veena Sikri, let me get you in first. We're talking about India and France. The relationship between the two countries goes on for decades. We've been natural allies, if you will. How does this visit of Emmanuel Macron to India, to Jaipur specifically, the roadshow that we saw the Prime Minister holding with another global leader, how do you think this fares as far as perhaps opening up a new chapter in ties is concerned?
Well, I think it's a very important strategic partnership between India and France. I think, this is President Macron's third visit to India. So obviously, he has also very heavily invested in this relationship. I think Prime Minister Modi and President Macron are meeting for the fifth time since May of last year. So, I mean, this is like, it shows that they have a lot to do in strengthening this relationship. They're both personally committed to it. I think India and France, it's a cultural, civilizational relationship, but in contemporary times, our two countries being so strongly wedded to strategic autonomy, this is a very important factor which brings us together. We are not camp followers. Neither of us are camp followers. We find a lot of things in common between us. I mean, for example, if you see just one factor, India and France, their maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, in the Pacific Ocean, where, of course, France has a very big presence, this predates the Quad. So we were already talking, maritime cooperation and carrying it out, and Indian planes were there in the Reunion Islands long before Quad actually took off the ground. So we have a clear understanding of each other's strategic interests, and France wants to make India the key point, the central point of their Indo-Pacific strategy. And I think the defense cooperation is another very important factor. Our defense cooperation, purchase of aircrafts, cooperation on submarines, this is likely to be the biggest outcome of this visit. Maybe a defense industrial work plan, which will strengthen the Make in India, strengthen the Atmanirbharta program of Prime Minister Modi, and maybe a defense space cooperation also. So there's a strong focus on national security, strong focus on understanding each other's strategic interests and cooperating to make them real. So I think that these kind of major agreements, if they come out of the visit, would further deepen this. And I'd like to also mention the International Solar Alliance, where India and France are co-founders and which are equally important for both countries in the energy sector. So we do see that India and France have worked out. We can date back to 1998, where France was one of the few countries where when India went nuclear, they were supportive. They didn't say anything about it, unlike the reaction of so many other countries that we know. And if you look at it, France supporting India on Jammu and Kashmir, France supporting India's permanent membership of the UN Security Council. There are so many landmarks along the way where you can see the evidence of India and France respecting each other, deepening the friendship, and to mutual benefit, working out newer and newer areas of high technology cooperation, because France gives us the technology. There's no hesitation. There's talk now about the Safran engines. So let's see how it all comes out in the visit and the talks which are ongoing right now at the Rambagh Palace.
And the transactional value of the ties, or the transactional part of it is, of course, on one side. But Serene, this also is high on symbolism, isn't it? politically also, this is something that the BJP, the Prime Minister would want to try and send a message out to the country as well. We are going into elections very soon. There's this kind of narrative about how majoritarian or how authoritarian this government is. The roadshow there we see, or the bonhomie that we see between the French president and the Indian Prime Minister, France is seen as one of those countries, or Emmanuel Macron himself is seen one of the leaders who is believed to be one of the most liberal leaders, most secular countries as well. That is also something that would be weaved in by the BJP going into election season. Would you agree?
I wouldn't entirely agree with you because simply because the way I look at it, this has never been an issue either for India or for France. And frankly, these kind of road shows the Prime Minister has done with, for example, the UAE ruler, the president of the UAE, just recently in Gujarat. So these kind of things have been going on. But I think the relationship between India and France, as Ambassador Sikri has very correctly pointed out, it's one of the oldest relationships. In fact, this entire concept of a strategic partnership, France was, in a sense, one of the first countries to enter into this strategic partnership with India. I think we should never lose sight of it. I'm glad Ambassador Sikri mentioned the 1998 nuclear tests which we had done. In fact, out of all the P5 countries, France was the only one which was steadfastly standing with us. The Brits, of course, were notoriously unreliable. The Americans were really cut up with us. The Russians were too weak at that point of time to actually side with us openly. And the Chinese, of course, have always been inimical to us. But the French were the only country which actually stood by us. And in our wars, in peace, the French have always been with us. But I think purely from the point of view of symbolism on the political front, I don't think the Prime Minister really needs, to project a French visit for domestic political audiences. I think domestic political audiences have been fairly impressed with the performance in G20, with the rising stature of India in the world. That in itself is good enough. And I think what happened on January 22nd is like a slam dunk in the views of many people. So I think the importance of this visit is essentially in the kind of strategic messaging which this visit does, the kind of partnership which is getting further strengthened, and the kind of understanding which is there between these two countries. We keep talking about strategic autonomy, Poonam. The French are also a country which is part of NATO, which has been a part of EU, very close allies of the US, and yet I'm not sure if they're still part of NATO, but I'll let that be. But they've kept their strategic autonomy. There are points where they say no to their closest allies, just as we would say no if something doesn't quite work out in our interest. So I think there's a lot of understanding between India and France in that respect also. So to that extent, we are pretty much on the same page on a range of issues, much more than many of the other countries.
Which is also why perhaps we're seeing Emmanuel Macron, when he attends this, the Republic Day parade tomorrow, the celebrations of India's 75 years as a republic. He is going to be the sixth French leader who's going to be a part of these celebrations, the highest for any country. So that's also something symbolically means a lot as far as ties between the two countries are concerned. We're going to be seeing our military might on display tomorrow. Defense as far as between the both countries is concerned, that is also something that we see cooperation in that particular field. When that bilateral meeting ends, we'll get more details of what exactly India and France have gotten down to, but it is down to business now. The Prime Minister hosting the French President in Jaipur today. He's going to be in the national capital tomorrow. There is a lot that comes with this visit, but I thank you both for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective with us. We'll be keeping an eye out on all of those developments, both in Jaipur and in the national capital here tomorrow. But it brings me to the end of this edition of The Right Stand. Thank you so much for tuning in.
moot point being that for Mamata Banerjee, this is cold arithmetic. This is cold election arithmetic. She doesn't stand to gain as much from allying with the left and the Congress as they stand to gain by allying with the TMC. The TMC is going to fight on its own. Then where is the India alliance?
The Vigraha which is going to be there now as Ramlala Virajman, what did you feel?
I had tears in my eyes. I cried, to be very honest. I don't know why. It was there. Jai Shri Ram.
All the shops here in this 2-kilometer long road now have the same consistent facade to give this entire area a facelift. Some are saying that even for an orator like Narendra Modi, it was one of his best speeches.
This is a Nyaya Yatra, isn't it? It's about high principles of upholding justice, delivering justice and upholding the law. But the person in the middle of your frames stands accused today, sir, of breaking the law.
सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
Co-presented by
Good evening, this is Brastax. I'm Zakir Jacob. It started from Bengal and then it spread to Punjab, and now the latest casualty seems to be Bihar. All indications from Patna are that Nitish Babu is laying the ground to dump the India alliance and return back to the NDA and to the BJP. Now, for a man who has earned the ignominious moniker Paltu Chacha, this may be nothing new. In fact, frankly, he's done this so many times